Hey, happy Memorial Day weekend to everybody, and a special shout out to my fellow veterans, those of us who served. This weekend is in remembrance of all those who made the ultimate sacrifice, but it's also a time of family get togethers, and of course, my favorite topic, barbecue. So today, we're going to just do some simple grilling. We've got some chicken, steak, and something I bet a lot of you in the audience have never even seen before. So when we come back, we're going to get the fire going and get this party started. All right, we're back in the kitchen. We're going to get ready for the day. Now, there's probably a bunch of you watching this going, well, you know, I live alone, or it's just a couple of us. It's kind of a hassle to light off the grill. I know it tastes better. I know the flavor's really good. Why would I do that? So what we're going to do today is we're going to cook for multiple meals. All right? There's no rule that says that you can only cook on the barbecue what you're going to eat right now. You know, people have done this for years with chicken, leftovers, makes a great chicken salad. You can reheat it and eat it, of course. So we're going to put on a bunch of things today. But first I want to do is get the chicken ready. And there's something that I don't think I've shown you, because we want to get this on the grill sooner because it's going to cook slower. We're going to put the chicken away from the direct heat so that it gets a lot more smoke and cooks for quite a while. Then toward the end we're going to put it over the heat, especially to crisp up the skin. One of the neat things I picked up, because I love, we call it research here in the Bub and Mother's Kitchen. When you steal somebody else's recipe, it's just doing some research. One of the things that I learned with the skin, it's great to put the rub on the skin, you know, you get that flavor when you bite in. But how do you get it into the chicken? Does it really cook all the way through? And the answer is not really. But if you peel back the skin and just put a little bit, you don't have to coat it like you're going to coat the outer skin, and just bring this over and then season that skin up to taste, because, you know, like my grandma used to say, that's the best part. Whenever we didn't want to eat something as kids, that was always the best part. Maybe your mom and grandma tell you the same thing, right? So we're going to put some inside. And I'm using the regular Downey's Dinner Dust on these. You can use either one, the honey and heat. We've got the honey and heat. We're going to use that in a little bit too. All right. But yeah, just work the skin up. And you can put anything in there, you know. It's the same when you cook a turkey for Thanksgiving. Get up under the skin, put some butter up under there, especially if you buy fresh turkeys, you know, not the frozen butterballs. One of the nice things up here in Maine, we've got enough farms locally that we can go out and get fresh produce. And that's what we've got here. These are from our friends up at Ray's Meats. And, you know, these are, again, my favorite part of the chicken thigh. And in competition barbecue, they cook the chicken thigh more than any other part of the chicken. All right. In fact, when they do competition thighs, a lot of the cooks, because, you know, for them, looks are just as important as taste, they will literally remove that skin, scrape off some of the fat that's in it, crisp it up, and then put it back on and sauce it up. So we've got our chicken thighs ready. Now, the one thing with chicken, you always want to be careful when you're preparing other foods. You don't want to cross-contaminate. So what I'm going to do is we're going to get rid of this, and I'm just going to wash up for a second. And you want to be careful that, you know, you don't cross-contaminate your food. Chicken, pork, those are big for that. All right, anything like that. Beef, not so much, but, you know, you still want to be careful. All right, so next we're going to season up our steak. and get it ready. That's going to go on the direct heat because we're going to want to cook that up kind of fast. Now some of you might be wondering what I got here. And these are some patties. Now, you know, being born in Maine, you get used to certain types of food. Being raised outside of New York City, you get a lot more different kinds of food. And one of the things I remember growing up down there is kibasi, okay? And then people pronounce it differently in different parts of the country, but basically it's a Polish sausage. And I've always liked the way it was spiced. I always liked the way the skin crisped up, and you could put it on the grill, crisp it up, put it on a stick, just add some mustard. Well, I discovered something not too long ago that is awesome on the grill, and they're kibasi patties. These things are great. You eat them like a hamburger, and they're already seasoned well. So we're not going to be putting any Bub and Mothers on that. What we're going to do is we're going to use the honey and heat in a mayonnaise. So instead of putting mustard on the kibasi when it's done, which is very common, also very good, we're going to use a mayonnaise mixed with the honey and heat. Just put it on the roll and crisp that up and eat it. Now what's nice is we've got our steak, again, on a separate plate. And you don't have to worry about the kibasi because that's already been pre-cooked. So, you know, cross-contamination, unless you let it sit too long and it's starting to go bad, is an issue. So, we've got our chicken ready, our steak is now ready, the kibasi things are kind of ready to go. We're going to slice up some rolls, and when we come back, we're going to check on the fire and get things going on the grill. We'll be right back. Alright, so as you can see, I've got the chicken on the non-direct side. One of the things, again, you got to be cautious because the chicken that's here, alright, every so often, probably every half hour or so, you're going to want to push and rotate them because these are closest to the coals. Our other ingredients, our kibasi patties and our steak, we're going to be flipping a lot more often to get them done. You know, probably about 6 to 7 minutes on each side for the steak and the patties, and then we're going to be ready to eat. The chicken will be for later. So let's cover it up and go prep for lunch. All right, we're back. Listen, while everything is just going through its final phases on the grill, we're going to get everything ready for our little kibasi burgers, patties, whatever you want to call them. And again, you can do a lot with those. You can serve them with sauerkraut. If you do that, I prefer caraway seeds. You can add a Polish mustard to it, which is really, really good. What we're going to do today is we're just going to serve them plain on buns. We've got our toasted buns here, just brought them in. And we're going to use our honey and heat, you know, and a lot of people ask me, is it really spicy? Is it really hot? No, it's not. We didn't just throw cayenne pepper in here or ghost pepper in here to make it a competition. We added chipotle so you get a little smoky bite at the end for flavor. Everything we do at Bub and Mothers is about flavor, not to see who's tough, who's not tough, who can eat this, who can't eat that. So we use the chipotle, and you know, again, you can sprinkle this to taste. You don't need a lot. Same thing on your meats when you're shaking. You do not need to coat this thing with a lot. And the reason is that we've got a lot of spices in here, a lot of things blended, and a little bit of salt. A lot of your rubs, we've said it before, use mostly salt as their primary ingredient, so you have to put more rub on to get flavor. And sometimes if it doesn't mix well, you end up getting you get a very salty piece of meat. Anyway, so we're just going to mix it up. Again, nothing complicated. Want to get it all mixed in there. And, you know, again, under ideal conditions, we'd mix this up beforehand, let it sit for a while, marinate, and then put it on the bread. All right, and it's pretty well mixed up, right? So we just put a little bit, right? We just want to spread it nice and thin. Again, we're looking for the taste of the kielbasa, not a Bub and Mother's mayonnaise sandwich. So be smart, right? And can't forget that last slice. All right. So when we come back, we're going to plate these up, show you our steak, and some other ideas that you can do with that. All right, we'll be right back. As you can see, we turned over the patties, and we got a nice char on a couple of them. We moved the others on that side of the heat. We haven't switched the chicken yet, and the reason is, again, that's cooking low and slow. And the steak, we're going to give another minute on that side, and then we're going to flip it. And we're going to create a sauce. And it's going to be a nice blueberry maple syrup barbecue sauce. And we'll be right back. Okay, we're back. We've got them finished. And you notice I have 2 on the buns because that's lunch. And then I have 2 extra. What am I going to do with these? Let me tell you something. Now that you've got a nice charcoal char, some smoke, these are perfect for breakfast tomorrow morning. But what's a great thing to serve, and again, there are a world of side dishes, but what could be better than a garlic dill pickle that we took out of our garden last year, pickled up, canned if you will, and they've been in storage ever since. And these things are still amazing. Great flavor. It's like you're in a deli. So, let's take a look. Nice toasted bun. Oh yeah. Good and crusty inside. Fantastic to bite. And you know what? The coolness of the mayonnaise combined with the spice, oh, it's perfect. So, when we come back, we're going to sauce up that steak and rotate the chicken. We'll be right back. Okay, we flipped the steak over, and now what we want to do, get a little bit of that sauce on it. All right, and this is, you've seen our videos. Look up on YouTube and search suppa sauce, S-U-P-P-A-H sauce. All right, and this is a blueberry version of that same recipe. Where did the blueberry come from? Our Down East dinner dust. Add a little extra in there, it brings out that blueberry flavor. Now you'll notice I put the barbecue sauce on, and then I'm going to cover the grill. And the reason for that is I want it to cook up. Let the sauce cook into it. I'll come back in a little bit, flip it over, sauce up the other side and do the same thing. So we'll be right back. Alright, we've coated up the second side. We're going to flip it and take a look. Look at that. The sauce is caramelized a little bit, and in a couple of minutes we'll have a great flavored steak. And then we're going to switch the primary focus on getting that chicken done. So enjoy. We'll be right back. Okay, look at that. Steak is done. Now a lot of people look at it and go, oh my gosh, it's black, it's burnt. No, that's the blueberry. As you can see, cut into it. Look at that. It's nice and tender. Right? Still juicy, moist, ready to go. And again, this is one small piece. Remember, I'm cooking for the next few days for myself, And there's a bunch of ways you can serve this. Again, any of the 3 meals a day is fine with me. You know, for a really neat flavor because of the blueberry barbecue sauce, putting in eggs in the morning would be awesome. But the other thing that you can do with a small piece like this is slice it like I started to. Get yourself some hot dog buns, fill it up in there, put it in the toaster oven, maybe with some cheese on it, pepper jack or you know, Colby Jack or something like that, or taco cheese, whatever you prefer, and eat it like a roll. Or, you know, you can take the piece that's left here, put it on one of those buns, some of our honey and heat mayo, lettuce, tomato, pickle, makes a great sandwich. When we come back, we're going to go out and check on that chicken. We'll see you in a minute. Well, okay, we made it to the finish line. We've got some steak for later. We had our kibasi patty sandwiches for lunch. And take a look at this. I'm telling you, this chicken is awesome. It's still juicy, moist, flavorful, with a crisp skin. Exactly what you want in barbecue. Remember, keep smoking. And we'll see you next time with Bub and Mothers.